Oh, I definitely think we're ready. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Toasty Tentacle. I am your host, the Reverend Ellsworth. You say Ellsworth. What in God's name is going on in that studio? And I'll say, well, I'll tell you what's going on in the studio. First of all, something amazing happened. Look at this right here. You say, what is that right there? Well, I'll tell you what that is right there. That is something from my past, actually. We were doing the unit for Japan in middle school, and bless her heart, my seventh grade social studies teacher, we had time for Japan and we had time for India, and then it was time for another year. So that was all the social studies. But let me tell you, we visited and we hung out and we did cool things. And one of the cool things we did was make these wonderful Japanese lanterns. And this is my my version. Now, I'll be honest with you. No, I'm not even going to show you the other side, because the other side is the old version, the old markers. Yes, from years ago. We're not going to talk about my age. That's not polite. You don't ask. You don't ask. You don't ask somebody trying to sell their wares online. Hey, listen. It's funny because my mom says she gets a song every morning, and I think happy people get songs because you sing. But also unhappy people get songs too, because there's that whole connection between working and singing, and the singing actually helps your working go along. So my thought for today was there's absolutely no excuse to be ordinary. It really isn't. And often people are like, "Oh, Sean, what are you doing? What are you wearing on your hat?" And I'm like, "What am I wearing on my hat? I'm wearing 3.5 pounds of crocheted madness. That's what I'm doing." People are like, "Whoa, where'd you get that hat?" And I'm like, "Well, I made that hat." They're like, "No, seriously, really?" And I'm like, "No, seriously, I made that hat." They're like, "Why?" I said, "Well, let me tell you a little story. Ugh. It really is 3.5 pounds, and it really is heavy, and it changes the sound in the room." Yes, this is my quarantine haircut. You're welcome. So, trivia host, as I previously mentioned. And in one of my venues, it was a unique experience because not only did we have trivia on the first floor, which is the bar, I keep hitting that with my fantastic scarf, but we would also have it on the second floor. And I thought, how do I incorporate the second floor people? Well, it was quite simple. I would incorporate the second floor people by wearing something on my head that they could throw and hit me in the head with and concuss me with their answers. And at first I used little these guys, like little bubblegum machine thingy bobbers, and that worked for a while. But those suckers would hit the ground, and it was a linoleum floor, and they would bounce, and the first two answers rolled under the TV stand, and I'm like, well, that's not going to work. So then I gave them little clothespins, and the clothespins were good, but then they kept winging me in the head, and I thought, well, I finally took it off my head, but as I was disassembling the answer hat, then I thought, well, my goodness, I've always wanted a top hat. So I put this sucker together. And what this is 13 different strands of variegated yarn. So it's got something like, I don't know, 50 colors or something. It's ridiculous. It is really heavy. And after a couple hours wearing it out, my neck starts to, which is not good because you should work on your posture and whatnot. Anyway, welcome back. Hope you're having great times in these quarantine times. A bit redundant. It's getting a little hot. Let me take off the amazing top hat with friend. Thank you, Maxine. Oh, and this right here, why? This is a ToastyTentacle calamari scarf. Yes, it is fantastic. It's a patchwork thing I did from all my other projects. Each one of these colors represent a hat, a top hat I've made. Wham! Because you always have more yarn than project, or more project than yarn, and that's kind of how life it is. How life is, that's kind of how life is. You either have energy or you have plans, and you always have more energy than plans, or more plans than energy. And when you have more energy than plans, then you idle hands. Ah. But if you have more plans and energy, then you're kind of like, oh, I'm never done. So it's kind of a balance. You got to balance out that thing. I don't know what's going on with the hair there, but it's making me feel a little weird. But that's okay. Sometimes it's good to try new things. I like it because I shave the sides and I shave the back, and it gives it a. I don't know. It's real easy to do. Watch. No. You go ahead and enjoy that fish for a second. Oh, so good. Oh, that's so much better. What I wanted to tell you about the fish is that that's actually my lantern from middle school. And I've been holding on to that for a long time, and it's just a cloth thing. Oh. Then a couple weeks ago, I bought like 33 feet of pixie lights from Amazon, like $15 or something. And then I have a bunch of bamboo skewers. So I took the bamboo skewers, and you can see at the top, they're kind of wrapped. And then I made like a little fish skeleton, and I tied them together with pipe cleaners, and then snaked all the lights in there, and it's plugged in. I've got like a remote for this. I mean, if we want to party, we can party. Hold on a second. We can party. Are we can do the strobe? Boom. Or if you're feeling a certain color, I don't know. I like the slow fade. Anyway, so I'm trying to make it more visually interesting. I have a friend that worked at Publix for a while, and she talked about visual noise, and they always consider their grocery landscape not to have too much visual noise, meaning it should be visually interesting, attractive. It should draw you in like a beautiful flower does the bee, but it does not want to be so noisy that you're like, oh, the bee is scared away by all of our visual noise. Oh no, we do not want that. So that is what we work on. Yeah, tilt with me. Yes. I spent time yesterday helping a friend get their set up to. I don't know what's going on up here. These are colors I did not like for. We will make it better. I was very excited. I had a extension cord that was quite visible, but then I had a extension cord cover. Pack rat for the win. No, it's not good, folks. You should throw things away from time to time. Yes, you should throw them away from time to time. All right, so today we're going to try pausing on the Zoom. So just to let you know what I'm doing, I have set up a Zoom meeting through my home computer, and then I have joined that meeting with my phone because I don't have a webcam on my computer. I need to work on that. But my camera, my phone, it's really a camera that I can call people on, but my phone has two cameras. So one's on me. And that's why if you're looking at the host of the video, which I don't think you can because I'm recording, but today we're going to pause because I forgot something and we're going to try to come right back. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Sure glad you decided to stay with us. You're like, Sean, man, I did not come here for your shenanigans or your endless meanderings about what's behind you. What I came here for some puppets, buddy. No, I totally understand. I came here for puppets too. So, yeah. Right. So, you want to explain the whole puppets to people? So, I've been crocheting for a while, and one of the things I crochet are top hats. I've got a top hat. I love my top hat. It's amazing and stuff. I'll just back up here. Yo, why don't you back up a little bit? So I've got a top hat and stuff, and he made it. Oh, nice. Now it's not 3.5 pounds like that big jobby over there, but still pretty nice. Wait, where do I look? Do I look in this camera? Oh, there you are. Hey, look at you up there. What are you doing up there? Hey, cool. All right. Yeah. Hey, buddy, who's on your shirt? Oh, this right here. Oh, why that's Ms. Kitten. Yeah, Ms. Kitten wearing a Ms. Kitten shirt. Yeah. It's like shirtception. Whoa. So, yeah, you're going to have guests on your show? I mean, you mean just besides me and you? Well, yeah, we don't. Is it just going to be you and me? Oh man, this is the beginning of the end, isn't it? No, I think it's pretty much the end of the end. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, people come here for the puppets. I mean, they stay for the hijinks, but they come for the puppets. I tell you, as a as an author, one of my most favorite experiences is when I irritate people um, to the point of writing. I have a friend; he will remain nameless, David Brooks, and a good friend of mine. I say to him, I say, David, where's that book you've been writing? And he's like, Sean, do you know, I'm going to get confused with that other David Brooks, who's a editorial columnist and I think an author for a major newspaper publication. And I was like, oh boy, wouldn't that be a shame? Wouldn't that be a shame to get confused with another famous person? But so when David writes his book and I have a copy of it, I'll read from it. But until then, I will brag on one of my personal favorite possessions, which is my library of oh, what do I call it? It's really my library of friends. You know, these are all people that I've met and that have written a book. Because I think if there's one thing I can irritate people toward is to write a book. And I know it sounds weird and it might not sound like something that you've considered before, but it is in fact, I think the perhaps the strongest and the best way to express yourself. I was walking with a friend of mine, Corey, one day, and I just I we were talking, and I was like, dude, you know, a book is the fastest way to hack the human race. You know, because you think about all these programs and you think about the internet of things and how our phones are connected to our cars, are connected to our vending machines and our homes, and all of this world of technology is about to create this super AI. You know, I don't think people understand that AI is not going to be some kind of meddling observer that's going to pop into our world one day and go, I am the collective, thou shalt bow to me. No, it's going to be one day when you wake up and your house is like, I decided to wake you up at 7:30 because you wake up at like 7:45 and you never have a time enough to do those dishes, but now I gave you an extra 15 minutes. You know, that's the AI you have to worry about. You have to worry about your car that, I mean, not worry about, but I mean, cars will get to a point where you'll either blow clean or you won't go anywhere in your car. I mean, we're almost there now. So the technology will be an AI that wakes up within our Internet of Things. And all of that was to say that the most important thing that you can give to people is your perspective on things. And the way you can teach people your perspective is to just give them part of your journey. You know, tell them about what makes your journey, what has made your journey unique. And foreshadowing, I met this lovely individual at Toastmasters some years ago. His name is Dominique. And I'll tell you a quick funny just about his name. His name is Dominique, which, if you're not familiar with it, I haven't met too many Dominiques of a male persuasion. You know, not saying anything against Dominique. I'm just saying it's a unique name. And you know, he doesn't shy away from it. He laughs at it, but he doesn't laugh at it. He laughs with it because he realizes that his parents gave him a gift of mystery, of obscurity. You know, who is this Dominique? And you know, I think it tells you a lot about the person. And of course, what tells you a lot more about a person is, of course, a book he wrote, and it's not his only one. Ahem. But yes, this is Going North by Dominique Brightman. It's available online as well. You should check out a copy. What kind of passage am I going to read today? I'll tell you. I like this one. This is hold on. This is gets me every time. This is a part of the book he calls acknowledgments. I want to give a special thanks to all my mentors, coaches, and friends that helped me with this book, especially to Sean Purvis. Did you see that? Mentors, mentor, coach, and friend. Sean Purvis. Now, I mean, he mentioned some other people, and you can associate the whatever have you. But I mean, it's amazing because he's gone through and he's taken some of his favorite quotes and he's expounded on them. He's given you a quote from a famous leader, and he tells you about how this is something he uses in his day-to-day life. What is customer service? How can advancing yourself do things? So I have an entire library of these. I've got about 15, 16 books, people I've met. I have books of poetry. I have a lot of them are autobiographical. Some of them are professional books of professional philosophy, corporate culture, things like that. And I think it's amazing because I've had this conversation with my friend David Brooks, who will leave nameless, David Brooks, and he's all like, "Well, Sean, I'm not sure." If you meet him, you understand he doesn't talk like that. "Oh, Sean, I'm not sure, man. I don't know, man. This book, I don't know. My book needs to be perfect, man. I don't want to put out my book unless it's perfect. Unless it's perfect. Unless it's perfect." A good friend of mine, Maureen, who has written three, three books or four. I don't know. She's written Never Again and then Never Again, part 2, 3, and 4, and then really Never Again. I mean it this time. It's one of her sequels. But Maureen Sullivan one time bought me a journal. Okay, now I just want you to take a moment and know that she's a good friend, and this was not a joke, but she bought me a journal. So she essentially bought me a blank book. Now, my friend David Brooks is going, "I don't know if my book is good enough." Really? Because my friend Maureen, who loves me and wishes me no harm, bought me a blank book. And she thought that was worth some of her hard earned money to buy me a book of nothing. David, is your book better than a book of nothing? I don't know, John. You really got a good point there. he's he's really going to tear me a new one after he hears this, isn't he? Yes, he is. He's not going to like it at all. It's much cooler if people can't see that you're the same person. I know. I know. Anyway, this has been an experiment in doing Zoom and making a fancy studio and making it fancy for y'all. I just want things to be nice for y'all. I want you to keep coming back and be like, "Oh, it's so nice. I hang out with that fella. He's got such nice intentions." You know, I was I was gonna I was gonna come see you before breakfast, but I was dragging. I mean, he really was. It was quite bad. No, I think it's important because you have really no excuse to be ordinary. And I know that sounds like madness, but I think the world is right now embracing some, getting some madness on. I don't know. I spend way too much time on TikTok, and TikTok is like, "You've got 60 seconds. I've got a slice of madness for you. There's no reason to be ordinary. No reason to be so ordinary." I mean, it really is, and it's amazing because families are now being forced together, and it's like, well, you were going to go to school this semester, and we were going to pay a lot for soccer and for oboe lessons, and now you just stay at home and you'll make money the old-fashioned way via TikTok. Yes, you'll get on the TikTok and you learn the dance. I'm a savage. Ratchet, Rudy, Natchet. You don't even know the words, do you? I have no idea what the words are. You have no idea what the words. My tie is showing. Turn that around. Sorry, folks. It's class joint here. Class joint. Oh, see, that's better. It's not. It's marginally better. Oh, that's nice. It's got like loops. Oops. My heart got stuck between these loops. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, really, there's no excuse to be ordinary. Sorry, it's dragging right there. It's terrible. Hey, if you want to spice up this show because you can come on here and do it a lot better than I can do it by myself, well then I encourage you to. I do have some interviews coming up in the following days. A lot of my friends are getting into their online racket. I think it's amazing because this time is really pushing people toward embracing their online business like they've never thought about embracing it before. We all knew in the back of our head, like, this is the future, like we should start moving our assets toward an online personality. No, let's go ahead and just drag our feet. Coronavirus COVID-19 says, I'm sorry, did you need some help? COVID says, how can I help? You need time at home with your family? I've got you. You want time to work on that online business and a reason to do it? I can help you out. I complained to the sky I had no more time. And COVID says, I'll give you plenty. I looked to the stars, I said, God, I haven't got far. If I had time to work on all these projects, COVID said, I'll give you plenty. I'll give you plenty of time and plenty of space, at least 6 feet. Get up out my face. I'll give you loads of time to think about the sins you ain't doing on Friday night. I mean, that's kind of beautiful, really. I really can only ruin it from here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, this is Toasty Tentacle. My name is Irreverend Ellsworth. I'm really excited. Quick news, I just got asked today if I want to do another wedding. So already people are planning for post-COVID things. I might get to do my first wedding officiating in a mask. So I'm really excited about it. And of course, the person who asked me is a cosplayer. So this could get weird, like really weird. Anyway, if you are a fascinating person and you want to prove it to the world, come and be on Toasty Tentacle with me, and I'll check in with you next time. There's no excuse to be ordinary. There's no reason to keep it dull. I know the thought of it can be quite scary, but you know there's nothing holding back for it all. I really didn't think that line out there.